ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। Yeah, you can chant from 20. Chant from 20. परस्तस्मात्तु भूयोऽन्यः
परस्तस्मात्तु भावोऽन्यः
परस्तस्मात्तु भावोऽन्यः
परस्तस्मात्तु भावोऽन्यः
अव्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः
अव्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः
यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु
यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु
नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति
नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति
अव्यक्तोऽक्षर इत्युक्तः
अव्यक्तोऽक्षर इत्युक्तः
तमाहुः परमां गतिम्
तमाहुः परमां गतिम्
यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते
यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते
तद्धाम परमं मम
तद्धाम परमं मम
पुरुषः स परः पार्थ
पुरुषः स परः पार्थ
भक्त्या लभ्यस्त्वनन्यया
भक्त्या लभ्यस्त्वनन्यया
यस्यान्तस्थानि भूतानि
यस्यान्तस्थानि भूतानि
येन सर्वमिदं ततम्
येन सर्वमिदं ततम्
यत्र काले त्वनावृत्तिम्
यत्र काले त्वनावृत्तिम्
आवृत्तिं चैव योगिनः
आवृत्तिं चैव योगिनः
प्रयाता यान्ति तं कालम्
प्रयाता यान्ति तं कालम्
वक्ष्यामि भरतर्षभ
वक्ष्यामि भरतर्षभ
अग्निर्ज्योतिरः शुक्लः
अग्निर्ज्योतिरः शुक्लः
षण्मासा उत्तरायणम्
षण्मासा उत्तरायणम्
तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति
तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति
ब्रह्मविदो जनाः
ब्रह्मविदो जनाः
धूमो रात्रिस्तथा कृष्णः
धूमो रात्रिस्तथा कृष्णः
षण्मासा दक्षिणायनम्
षण्मासा दक्षिणायनम्
तत्र चान्द्रमसं ज्योतिः
तत्र चान्द्रमसं ज्योतिः
योगी प्राप्य निवर्तते.
योगी प्राप्य निवर्तते.
So tam kalam vakshyami. 23. That kalam, that margam vakshyami. The two paths which the two types of bhaktas are going to go, he's going to say. And in 24, he talked about the Shukla Marga, through which the Nishkama Upasakas, Nishkama Bhaktas who do Upasanam are going to go. And it's a trip which does not have a return. It's a one-way trip, okay, that we saw. And then 25, he's talking about the Bhaktas, other religious Bhaktas who are called Karmis or Karmataha, who are very religious. They are very knowledgeable in the Vedas, okay, and he's talking about that journey, the journey of those karmatas, okay. And Dhumaha Ratrihi, etc. He's going to, we just started last class. Dhumo Ratris Tatha Krishnaha Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyotihi Yogi Prapya Nivartate. And so here Yogi subject, Yogi Prapya Nivartate. That yogi, it cannot be a karma yogi, cannot be a jnana yogi. Okay. Maybe you can say karma yoga is there. Can include that also. Karma yoga without jnana yoga will make a person will have the right attitudes. But viveka has to be there. Only with viveka. What is viveka? Defined as Tattvabodhakara. What does he say? Nitya anitya vastu viveka. Okay, this is the catch. This is the catch. Nitya anitya vastu. The boy, Nachiketa, is asking Yama, I don't need all this. Tell me what is this nitya vastu? Everything I've seen. Nitya vastu is there. Tell me about that. So that viveka has to be there. Therefore, the one that does not have that viveka is being talked about here. Okay. And who is religious very much? Vedavada Rataf Partha. Nanyadastiti Vadinaha comes to my mind, second chapter. Okay. So think about that. They are the people. Okay. And and so Tatra means Tera Margena. He doesn't name the marga yet. He's going to name it in the next shloka. But for now, we can say Krishna Margaha or Dhuma Margaha. Dhuma is smoke. So who are the devatas that are going to escort this person to Swargalokam? Chandramasam Jyotihi. Okay, Chandramasam. So Chandraloka. So another name for Swargalokam, Chandramasam Jyotihi. Jyotihi. See, previously Agnihi Jyotihi was said. So here Jyotihi cannot mean the same thing. So Jyotihi means Karma Phalam. Okay, Chakra says Karma Phalam. So it's a loka which is purely a result of Karma Phalam. Everything is a result of Karma Phalam only, but here Karma Phalam indicating that when that karma is going to phalam gets exhausted, then that person has to return. Okay, and yam prapya Chandramasam Jyotihi prapya nivartate, returns, that person will return to another loka where the person can continue to gather more punyam and papa. That is the meaning of return. Returning to a body like an animal's body which can only exhaust papa karma, and maybe a little bit of punya karma. How can an animal's body be a result of punya karma? If you say, well, if you are born as a cow in Gujarat, then that cow's life is going to be pretty good. Tamil Nadu used to be good, but here they are exporting cows to West Bengal and then from there to Bangladesh. And so cow in Tamil Nadu may or may not be safe. Okay. But depending on where the animal is born and how the animal is taken care of, if you are a pet born in America and then you are constantly eating chow chow and all that, and so then maybe that animal is blessed, okay, until the last day that person becomes a part of the family and it's given the last rights and all that. So even many Indians won't get that kind of sanmanam. So all that part of karma, okay. And so, but nivartate, please, there is nivartate, to gather, to exhaust more karma and also possibly gain new karma. Okay, that's what is said here. And the list of devatas are given. Dhuma devata. Dhuma means smoke. Ratri devata. Okay, the devata of the night time. Tatha Krishna, Krishna Pakshaha. The devata of the dark fortnight, the waning fortnight of the month. Okay, Shanmasaha Dakshinayanam. Dakshinayanam. So the period of the year when the duration of the day starts decreasing. Every day the day becomes shorter and shorter. That period, Dakshinayanam. Okay, and then Swargaloka. If you go back to that Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. Okay, so this is when we do pranayama, we chant this, believe it or not. Okay, Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaka, Om Satyam. So during this time we are supposed to be inhaling and then hold your breath. Tatsavitavire Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Then Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, and then keep exhaling. This is called pranayama. This is the Sandhya Vandana pranayama. Okay, not the yoga ashram pranayama. I don't know yoga ashrams. I don't think, I've not seen anybody teaching this. Maybe they've changed the system now. I don't know. We have to check with our latest experts, Narayan ji and others. Okay, but so this is how we chant. I was taught all over, and they teach these children when they get this thread. So we all used to do, and then and then we used to compete. I used to compete with my brother also. Do you remember this mantra, that mantra, and all that? So we used to do a series of mantra for 10 minutes. We have to keep chanting. As kids, we memorized all that long ago. So that Om Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. Satyam we said was what? Seventh loka was Brahma loka. Bhuhu is this loka. Everything in between is considered as Swarga loka. So that is one way of interpreting Swarga loka. Some people say that Suvaha, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. Bhuhu is earth. Bhuvaha is the atmosphere above the earth until you can see the atmosphere. That is Bhuvaha. Then Suvaha is what? That which is not visible beyond the atmosphere. That is Swargaloka. Like this, there is a description. And then Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha. Then they say Pitruloka. And then Loka of immortal people. Like this, I've seen some things. But I don't want to get into that because I'm not clear about that. Okay. So you can do your own research and figure it out. Then Satyaloka is Brahmaloka. Like that they say. Okay. So regardless, Swargaloka, Dhuma, this gloomy marga, smoky marga, okay, Krishna marga. By this, where do you go? Swargaloka. Hey, this is crazy because going to heaven must be a thing of celebration, and there must be all bands and Nadaswaram and all music must be there, and all great devatas must be saying, hey, come on, look at this man, a lady who's committed, who's done so much punya karma. We are so happy to take you to heaven. That's how it should be. Dhuma marga and all it says here. So this is the bad news. Good, they say, they say this good news and bad news. What do you want to hear first? You want good news or bad news? Like that they ask. In America, I learned all these things. And then, so always two sides of the coin. So it's like these Amway, and I have nothing against people doing Amway. Okay, I'm just using that as an example. That's all. So Amway people. So once they approached me, somebody approached me in Walmart. And then, do you want to make some, how are you? And all, they start talking. And I said, wow, nice. So friendly people they are. And then within 5 minutes, you feel like you met your brother and sister. And he said, my God, such people exist in this world. And then they say, would you like to make some extra money? And then suddenly, where did this money come from? In love, money should not come. Then money, would you like to make some extra money? Then I said, how do you answer this question? What do you mean by, are you going to give me a job? Do you know who I am? How do you know I'm looking for a job? These kinds of questions. You're just confused. You've become, a lot of stuff, and yet you can't answer some questions. This is the situation. And then you say, what? Wouldn't you like to make some extra money? Then I don't know what I must have said. No, I think I'm fine. I came to Walmart to buy something. I'm okay. And because I have a lot of other things to do, and I'm okay. No, if you want to go to Hawaii, you want to go to Alaska, you have to take a cruise and all that. You need extra money. It costs you a lot of money. Oh, I see. Okay, a lot of places to see, right? And then, no, I don't know. I don't have plans to see that many places right now. So it's all. So this is how it starts, conversation. And then once I ended up in a meeting also, because not through this man, some Sanskrit class student, and then that person said, you come, and I obviously come. I want you to meet some friends and all that. And then I wanted to meet some friends. They must have thought he is a lonely guy sitting alone in an apartment, a small apartment. So lonely people would like to meet. So I went there. Then all this show happened, and I realized, okay, this is Amway. And so that's what Amway. Good news. Good news is what? You can make a lot of money. What is the bad news? They won't tell you the bad news, but it will end up being the bad news. Bad news is you must fill up all your cupboards with detergent powder and shaving cream and toilet paper. Okay, this is what it is. So so much product. And anyway, that's those days. I don't know. These days, this Amway, the CEO and all, they got arrested. Some people in Amway in India. There's some news I saw, and pyramid scheme and all they're talking about. Anyway, those who are in Amway, do whatever. But this good news, bad news. So good news, Sargaloka. Bad news, Nivartate. Yam prapya nivartate. Okay, and Paramathanandaji adds a little masala there also. And if some papam is there, you'll end up in Chennai, and then mosquitoes and heat and sweat, you'll have to deal with all these things. Okay, like that, because he's in Chennai, So that's why. So this list of devatas, last class I mentioned, I'll give you some references. So you can look up Chandogya Upanishad 5.10.1 to 5.10.6. And if you read those, there is a big list of devatas, and then also some journey is mentioned, and then they will end up as being some atmosphere on earth. Then you'll become grains, and then vrihi, and etc. You'll become rice, paddy, and then barley, and then oats, and all the things you have in the morning breakfast. No, you'll become all that, it says. So it's pretty scary if you read all these things. Well, I might end up in somebody's soup means what? So it's that's how it is. It's karma is gahana karmano gatihi. Okay. Then so this is called Dhuma Marga, Krishna Marga. And Krishna, he says here in this shloka. So in this shloka, Krishna is not Parthasarathi. Okay. Krishna is Krishna Paksha. Paksha, not Vasudevaha, not Govardhan Giridhari and all that. Krishna means Krishna Paksha. Fortnight, we saw that. Okay. So let's translate this shloka. The yogi, within quotes, the yogi within brackets, traveling by the route or by the route, traveling by the route, the yogi, comma, traveling by the route, where the presiding deity, Devata, I think best to say just Devata, where the Devata of smoke, night, dark fortnight, Devata of smoke, night, dark fortnight, and the Devata of 6 months when the sun is traveling south, and the Devata of 6 months when the sun is traveling south. Within brackets are present, within brackets are present, comma, having gained the world of moon, having gained the world of moon, comma, returns, full stop, returns. So I'm going to read this again. The yogi, comma, within brackets, traveling by the route, where the presiding deity or where the Devata of smoke, comma, night, comma, dark fortnight, comma, and of the 6 months when the sun is traveling south, within brackets are present, comma, having gained the world of moon, comma, returns. So the yogi returns. That's the main sentence. Yogi nivartate. Okay, everybody got that? Yeah. So let's chant the next one. Who's next? Yes, how many people with yes? Sri Vidya is there. Okay. Okay, Sukanya is there. Sukanya will come to you next. Okay. Shukla Krishne Gati Hyete
शुक्ल कृष्णे गति ह्येते
Jagata Shashwate Mate
जगत शाश्वते मते
Ekaya Yatyana Vrittim
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम्
Anyaya Vartate Punaha
अन्यया वर्तते पुनः
Shukla Krishne Gati Hyete
शुक्ल कृष्णे गति ह्येते
Jagata Shashwate Mate
जगत शाश्वते मते
Ekaya Yatyana Vrittim
एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम्
Anyaya Vartate Punaha.
अन्यया वर्तते पुनः.
Yeah. So your chanting is significantly improved, right? So from 2 years ago, etc. Nice. Okay. So here he is naming those two margas. He's summarizing. This is just a summary shloka. Shukla Krishne Gati Hyete. Ete. These two. Yesha Ete Etaha. Correct? Akaranta or etad. Etad. Dakaranta Srilingam. Etad. Yesha Ete Etaha. Ete therefore dual. Okay, Trivachana. Okay, which two? Gati, Gati, Gatihi, Gati, Gatayaha. Okay, Gatihi, Gati, Gatayaha. Therefore, there it is Ikaranta Strilingam Gati and then dual. Okay, Prathama Vibhakti, Gati. And therefore, he is saying Shukla Krishne. Again, Shukla Krishna is a samasa, Shukla and Krishna, Ekavachanam. And even though it's a composite of two, okay, Dvandva samasa it's called. So Shukla Krishna, Shukla Krishne, Shukla Krishna. So Shukla Krishne, Dvivachanam again. So these two are called Shukla Gatihi and Krishna Gatihi. And Gatihi makes it clear. Last time he said Kalaha, which means time. Here Gatihi, so Margaha, destination, like that. He clarifies here. And and so Shukla Margaha, Krishna Margaha, also called Shukla Marga, called Deva Yanaha. Okay, in Mundaka Upanishad, they use the word Deva Yanaha. And then here Pitri Yanaha. Krishna Gati is Pitri Yanaha. And then what? Then who laid all these roads? When did these roads get laid? What was the budget for all this? If you ask, well, we'll end up into problems because it's all anadi. It's all long time. When the world was created, which question itself we can't ask. Sahayajna praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadbham yeshavos twishta kamaduku. Long ago we saw that. So praja srishtva, so prajapatihi, when Brahmaji created this world, that time itself these margas also got created. Shashvate mate. Therefore, these two exist must be considered as Shashvatam, eternal, long ago, long ago, means Anadi. There is also Anadi. And okay, then, and so the Anadi means it is part of the creation. It's part of the Srishti. And so Pralaya, when Pralaya happens, when Brahmaji goes to sleep, what will happen? After what? After how much time? After one kalpa, right? One kalpa is a daytime, which is 1000 Chaturyugas, which is for one Chaturyuga is 4.32 million years. Therefore, 1000 Chaturyuga should be 4.32 billion years. Correct? So after 4.32 billion human years, then when Brahmaji goes to sleep, Pralaya will happen. And Pralaya, all that is manifest will become unmanifest. And then again, these margas will come, etc. And then what? Ekaya yati anavritti. Ekaya gatya ekena margena. Okay, by one gains what? Yati anavritti. Anavritti means not return. One gains non-return. Literal translation means one goes, but will get krama mukti. Will go to Brahmaloka, will get krama mukti, and therefore will become a Jivan Mukta in Brahmaloka. That is the meaning. And therefore, no return after that, no other loka. No need to find a spot for that person. And so, krama muktim prapnoti. Anavrittim yati. Yati means prapnoti, gains. And then what? That is direct flight. Ekaya, that is direct flight. No stopover. Or you can say, okay, stopover in Brahmaloka. And I mean, direct flight, if you say, it all depends, is an example. No stopover means Jivan Mukti. Right here, Bhuloke Mukti is no stopover, direct flight. Here it is one stop. So it's like going from Delhi to New York. You want to go by direct flight or you want to go via Frankfurt, Paris, London, etc. That's your choice. And so this particular Shukla Gati, I think, is one stopover. That's how we should look at it. Okay. Then Anyaya avartate punaha. Anyaya gatya, by the other gati, by the other marga. Anyena margena. Then what? Avartate. Punaha avartate. Returns again. Returns again means what? Has been returning constantly and he is going to again return. Return to a loka, which Yamadharmaraja will call as Martya Lokaha. Martya Loka. A loka where there is going to be birth and death. Birth and death. Any loka is a Martya Lokaha. But a loka where there is going to be free will, there's going to be exhaustion of punya papam and gaining of more punya papam, all that. Avartate punaha. So this shloka clears the confusion. What confusion? Potential confusion. Kalaha. What did he say in those shlokas? Yatra kalaha, right? Yatra kale tu anavrittim in shloka number 23 and 24 also. Yeah, 23 he said kalam, tam kalam vakshya. That time I will tell you. So therefore, many people interpret this shloka as what? If the person passes away, daytime, or Uttarayanam, or Shukla Pakshaha in the bright fortnight, then that person is going to get mukti. Like that they say. I think wrong in saying that, but since here we are analyzing it, it's always good to say that somebody got moksha after they died. It's good. I think we should all say that, and that's what we want also. Who are we to judge whether somebody is getting moksha or not moksha? We don't know. And so, but here the problem is, if you say Uttarayane moksha, somebody dies in Uttarayana, then we have a problem. Suppose Uttarayane Ratri Kale, Ratri Samaye, if he dies, passes off in the night time, what happens? Because Ratri is shloka number 25. And 25 Ratri Punaravartate. Okay. But 24 Uttarayanam Puna na avartate. Therefore, we'll end up into a problem. So then God will be confused. Oh, did I say that? Did I say that? Did I make this mistake? I think we have to revise these shlokas. The next version of Bhagavad Gita has to be released. And ISKCON will release that version to all of us. Like that, it will become. This will be a big mess. It will be a very big mess. Fortunately, such a thing has not happened. And so, although our friends, the Christian friends have come up with Sahasranamam. Somebody sent me Yeshu Sahasranamam and all they have sent. And so I think, the mischief is happening. It's happening. Okay. And so we are not going to confuse God. God is not going to get confused. And other thing can happen. Uttarayanam, if you die in Uttarayanam, what will happen? The terminally ill patient will say, doctor, I want to die in Uttarayanam. Give me something. Only 1 more week is left, Uttarayanam. Next, Dakshinayanam. And you've already said, I don't have that many days left. So give me something. These cases will occur. And some people who believe Krishna's words, they will say, I'm going to commit suicide before Dakshinayanam comes. And so suicide cases will rise for 6 months in India. This is crazy. And newspapers like New York Times and Washington Post will immediately pick up on that. They will say, Indians celebrate Makara Sankranti. Now they should accept increased suicides. This will be the headlines. They do this all the time. They do it. So I remember some people who do it also. We have rebutted many articles long ago. And so these dangerous people, in fact, there is a book that got released recently. I saw the review also. The name of the book is something, The Grey Lady Winked or something. Winked. How the New York Times misreporting and fabrication radically alter history. Look it up. I mean, I've not read the book, but I think this lady is an Israeli. No, Ashley Rinsburg. This man is Israeli, lives in Israel, and I think he did an excellent job. I saw the reviews and all that, and so that newspaper, how they radically alter history, and the stuff they have done about world wars and this and that, and the Jews, massacre of Jews and all that. This is very believable. Anyway, so therefore Bhagavan clarified here, this is not Kala, this is Marga. Okay, so therefore no need to be sad if we don't die in some particular time, etc. Not to worry about that. Okay, so let us translate this shloka. As is well known, he is explained this way, as is well known, comma, these two parts of the world, the bright and the dark, comma, are considered eternal, full stop, are considered eternal by the one, within brackets, path, by the one path, comma, by the one path, one goes to a place of no return. One goes to a place of no return. One goes to a place of no return, comma, by the other, one returns again. By the other, one returns again. So I'm going to read this back. As is well known, comma, these two parts of the world, comma, the bright and dark, comma, are considered eternal, full stop. By the one path, comma, one goes to a place of no return, comma, by the other, comma, one returns again. And by the other, one returns again. Okay, Sukanya.
Yes.
Naite Sriti Partha Janan.
Naite Sriti Partha Janan.
Yogi Muhyati Kaschana.
Yogi Muhyati Kaschana.
Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu.
Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna.
Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna.
So two sentences. First line is a one sentence. Second line is the second sentence. Okay. Yogi, first word is na. Na ete sriti partha janan yogi muhyati kaschana. Okay. So yogi na muhyati. That is the main word, main sentence in the first line. Yogi na muhyati. A yogi is not deluded. Okay. Yogi is not deluded. So now we have to wonder, so this word yogi must, what does it mean? Okay. Not deluded. So not deluded means it obviously it does not refer to the yogi that Krishna is referring to in the previous shlokas. Correct? So yogi, because they're all yogis. No doubt they're yogis. To be a dharmic person itself is a yogi. Okay. Complete dharma. Committing to dharma despite a lot of inconveniences means that person is a yogi. So therefore Krishna is using that word, assuming that we will understand exactly, we'll interpret it properly. So yogi na mukhyati. And what makes that person not deluded? Ete sriti janan. Ete sriti janan. Sritihi. So there gatihi gati gatayaha. Here same sritihi. Sritihi sriti sritayaha. Sriti dual dvivachana. Okay. So whether it is prathama vibhakti or dvitiya vibhakti, if we ask, what should be the answer? Yeah, dvitiya vibhakti.
Bhakti.
Because it's an object. Because yogi is the subject. Yogi knowing these two parts. Okay. So therefore, dvitiya vibhakti, object of the sentence here. Okay. Janan, knowing. Janan, nyadatu, shatru pratyaya, prathama vibhakti, ekavachanam, pullingam. Okay. Janat, janat. Janan, janantau, janantah. Okay. So janan means present continuous. It's a continuous. Janan, knowing that Knowing everything I've said about these two parts, okay, then the yogi who is a viveki cannot or will not get deluded. Kaschana, no chance, no chance. Why no chance? Because if you ask the person, do you want to go to Brahmaloka or do you want to go to Swargaloka? Or how will that person answer? That person will say, it's like Nachiketa. It says, thank you, no thank you. I've heard a lot of good things about this Swargaloka and Brahmaloka, accepted, but I want to know this now. Okay, now is the time. Okay, be in the present moment, they say. That present moment, I'm going to use it for Shastram. That person. Therefore, Tasmat, therefore, Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. Sarveshu Kaleshu. At all times, be that yogi, that viveki, be meditative. Because Karma Yoga includes meditation, Jnana. Because Ishvara, everything is Ishvara, and I am that Ishvara means it's not going to be ordinary vision. So try to bring Ishvara wherever I am. All these knee-jerk reactions that I have, reduce it. Knee-jerk reaction. Ask myself, why? Why am I responding like this? Why am I responding like this? What am I afraid of? So ask, keep asking, and then reduce all those fears as much as possible. We're not trying to eliminate anything here. We're not trying to be idealistic and all that. But that is Karma Yoga. And then therefore, Tasmat, therefore, all times be meditative, be united to this yoga. Look at this word yoga yuktaha. The word yoga also is from the same root yuj, and yuktaha also same root yuj. Yuj can mean various things like unite, etc., discipline, etc. Many meanings are there for yuj, and there are many dhatus also. Not one yuj. There are, I think, 3 yuj dhatus. And so, but both words have the same root yuj. Yogaha is yuj plus ghanj pratyaya. Yuktaha is yuj plus tap pratyaya. Okay. So, bhava, yoga yuktaha bhava. Be a yogi at all times. Be alert, and therefore, agadvesha. So think about Raga Dvesha and make sure you understand that every object is going to be either attractive or repulsive. And so don't let that decide your course of action, and be alert. Whatever object gives me Dvesha also is Ishvara. It's Ishvara Prasada only. And so therefore deal with things objectively. And objectivity there means recognize that Atma. And so my goal should not be Brahmaloka or Swargaloka. My goal should be to say, how come if everything is Atma, why? What is my problem? And that should be my question. And so in the next shloka, he's going to tell us, he's going to say that what that destination should be. Okay. And conclude that way. So let's look at that shloka, meaning of this shloka, number 27. Knowing these two parts, O Partha, comma, knowing these two parts, a yogi is not deluded. A yogi is not deluded. Full stop. Therefore, comma, may you be united to yoga at all times. Therefore, may you be united to yoga at all times. Arjuna. First sentence he uses Partha. Second sentence he says Arjuna. And Paramarthanandaji translates it differently. May you be committed to Dhyanam. Okay. That's what he says. Dhyanam can mean what? Dhyanam can mean practice of Dhyanam, routine practice of Dhyanam. And after some point, what happens? Dhyanam is natural. You don't have to sit in a particular place to do Dhyanam. Dhyanam is automatic. So That is to be understood. All right. Let's look at shloka number 28, which is the last shloka. Okay. Who would be next? Yeah, Sundari ji is there. Okay. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Sundari ji. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva
वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव
दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम्
दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रतिष्ठम्
अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा
अत्येति तत्सर्वम् इदं विदित्वा
योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्
योगी परं स्थानम् उपैति चाद्यम्
वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव
वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव
दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम्
दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रतिष्ठम्
अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा
अत्येति तत्सर्वम् इदं विदित्वा
योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्
योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्
viditva. That is the noun here. Viditva. Having known, having understood, having understood. Sarvam idam viditva. Sarvam idam viditva. Understanding all this. Okay. Understanding all this. And what all this he said in the first big long line. Okay, from Vedeshu to Pradishtam, all that he's referring to as Sarvam Idam. All this Viditva. What is all that? Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapassu, Chaiva, Daneshu, Yat Punyaphalam Pradishtam. One of the meanings of the word Dharma in the Purushartha, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha is Punyam. Punyam. I want Punyam. This is in our culture, it is ingrained in everybody's mind. Punyam. And I can get Punyam only when I do Punya Karma, of course. Therefore, all the Dana Karma and all that, if you see, it's ingrained in our minds here. So Punyam. So do some helping others and get Punyam. Every culture has it, not unique to our Dharma. But Punyam is a very important concept here, which other cultures don't seem to have. They just say that if you believe in a particular God, then you will go to heaven and you will be there forever. So that idea we don't have. I mean, we also have that idea among all these other ideas. And so these things are interpreted in that way also. So once I worship a particular Bhagavan, Vishnu Avatara, then I will reach Vishnu Padam and I'll be there forever. That is there. But look at what Krishna is saying. Okay, this we have to wonder how they respond to all these things. Okay, so all the Punya Phalam that was told, that is highlighted, that is mentioned, Pradishtam, okay, in all these Vedeshu, in all the scriptures, all the Shastras, Vedeshu, Yajneshu, in all the rituals we do. So Yajna include all rituals from Puja onwards, from Parayanam onwards, Mahalakshmi Ashtakam. So Ekakale Pate Nityam. Okay. So like this, one time if you study, you'll get this much punya. 2 times, even more. 3 times, Mahashatru Vinashanam, you will have no enemies. Like that it says. So everywhere this phalam is there. Phalam is Drishta Phalam, then Punya Phalam also. Okay, Adrishta Phalam also is there. So Yajneshu, Tapassu Chaiva. Tapas, austerities, vows, and all kinds of vows are there one can do, and it can be It can be Tirtha Yatra. It can be walking instead of taking a vehicle. It can be all kinds of tapas. I will do this. If something happens, something good happens. If the disease is cured, I will do that. Or I will do it regardless for gaining punya. So all that tapas. Okay. Chaiva, danesh. Danam also is mentioned. So this yajna, dana, and tapaha. Okay. In one chapter, this comes. Okay. Anybody can guess? Yeah. So in fourth chapter. Yeah. Fourth chapter. And fourth chapter, which loka, ma? Mira? See, 18th chapter, 5th.
All types of yajna, there it comes.
That you are referring to. Yajna, all types of yajna. But the words yajna, dana, and tapaha. Okay. That comes in the 18th chapter. Look up 18th chapter. Okay. 5th shloka. Okay. Look up 18th chapter. Yajna, dana, tapah, karma. Natyajyam karyameva tat. Okay. Yajno danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. There also he says is yajna danam and tapas. Here also he says yajneshu, daneshu, tapassu. There he says natyajyam karyameva yat. You cannot give it up. Yajnam, danam and tapaha cannot be given up. Why? Because manishinam pavanani, he says that. These are the things that will protect the human beings. These are the pavakaha, purifier. These are the things that make the person.
Guruji, 17th is all about yajna dana tapa, no? 17. All the shlokas are about yajna dana tapa.
Correct. So, but this is mentioned in the 18th shloka.
Okay.
18.5, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Is it correct? 18.5?
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, it is correct.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Yajna dana tapahka. There he says it must be the natyajyam, must not be given up, he says.
Must not be given up.
Okay. Karyam must be done, he says. And here, you know what he says? All this punya phalam that you're going to get, that the Vedas and others talks about doing yajna and dana and tapaha, atyeti. Sarvamidam viditva, having known all this, yogi atyeti. Yogi grows out of that. Can you believe the statement? Yogi grows out of this. He says. Grows out means what? Hey, will I get punyam from this? Yes, I will get punyam. Okay, what will happen with that punyam? I will encash the punyam to do what? To go somewhere, better experiences, Swargaloka, or better experience in Bhuloka. Okay, punya. Then what happens? Then that cash is going to get exhausted? Yes, it will get exhausted. Correct. Then what happens? You must earn more punyam. Okay, then what happens if I gain more punyam? Then you can use it. You can use that cash, punya cash. Then what happens? Well, to use the cash, you must be born again. So therefore, if somebody says, I want punyam, and I don't want to be born again, what will you say? You will say, these two are contradictory statements. It is like asking, do you want an iron shackle or do you want a golden shackle? That is the only difference. Both are binding. That is why Nachiketa, we're going to see, Nachiketa is going to ask Yamadharma Raja, Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat. Tell me that which is different from dharma and adharma. He's saying, I've grown out of dharma. Atyeti, yogi atyeti. He said, the dharma, punya business and all, you don't talk to me. I have a lot of punya, and that's why I'm here talking to you also. I'm very clear about that. Therefore, tell me that which is beyond dharma and adharma. Correct? Look at that here. Tat sarvam atyeti. 18th chapter, he says, you must do it. In this chapter, he says, yogi grows out of that. Yogi transcends. Sometimes they translate like transcends, okay? Transcends means you have to figure out, yogi, how do you transcend something? Transcend means understands the limitations of these things. Punya is also a shackle. Good experience, no doubt. Good experiences. Everybody wants good experiences. but you have to be born again also. So don't say I want punyam and I don't want to be born again. These two are contradictory statements. Okay. So atyeti tat sarvam. Okay. And then so that person, that yogi. So yajna dana tapah karma. So panchamaha yajna. You have to remember. What are the panchamaha yajnas? Pitri yajna, Manusha yajna, Bhuta yajna, Deva yajna,
Brahma yajna.
Brahma yajna. Correct. What is Pitri yajna? Pitri yajna is caring for family and ancestors. Okay, Pitri yajna. Very important. So caring for the family also is a yajna. Okay. And Pitris are those who gave us whatever we have. Pitri yajna. Okay. Then what? Manushya yajna. Manushya yajna. People need help. Any part of the world, people need help. So be sensitive to that. Be sensitive to that. Sometimes they will convert it into Atiti Yajna. Correct? Atiti Devo Bhava. May you be somebody who considers the Atiti as a Devaha. Atiti, one who comes. So the idea there is, when I respect my guests, whoever they are, it doesn't matter whether I like them or don't like them. When I have this attitude of respect, I will automatically be sensitive to the sufferings of people who are not related to me, who are not going to be my Atiti anymore. Somebody on the street is not going to be my Atiti, but I am compassionate to them also. Okay. So Atiti Devo Bhava, very interesting. Okay. Manushya Yajnaha. Then what? Bhuta Yajnaha. Entire environment, ecology, whatever you want to bring, ozone, hole, this, that, everything. Bhuta Yajnaha. Being alive to all these things. Being alive. Practical. This is very, I think this is very practical. Vedanta should make us practical. Really, I'm telling you. Otherwise, what will happen? It will all be theory. Many people say Vedanta is theory. What are you doing studying theory? What is the use? Atma is Brahma. So what? This is what will happen. This is what will happen. If we study Vedanta, Vedanta without Dharma makes Vedanta as theory. Okay? Vedanta without Dharma. Dharma without Vedanta is incomplete. Complete fulfillment will not be there. Okay. That is why you find many dharmic people, sometimes they get disillusioned. Disillusionment will come. And that disillusionment only Vedanta can remove. Okay. So we need to be practical. We need to be very, very practical. So we said what? Bhuta Yajna. Then what? Fourth one is Deva Yajna. So acknowledging all the forces that are there, Devatas, all the forces. Nothing is inert in this world. Nothing is inert. You say rains are coming means what? Rains, the Varuna Devata is there. And so all devatas are operating. Sahayajna prajashishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena pasavishyadvam yeshavostishta kamaduk devan bhavayata nena te deva bhavayantuvaha. Hey, devas also depend on us. We depend on devas. It's mutual, Krishna is saying. Therefore, Deva Yajna is very important. And if I don't know how to do Deva Yajna, no problem. Continue with the Manushya Yajna and Bhuta Yajna. Continue. Support, plant more trees. We are going to engage in a tree planting Yajna. Swami Paravidyananda ji is going to do it through an organization here in Coimbatore. And we're going to sponsor some 100 trees or something, 500 rupees a tree, 100 or 1,000 trees, depending on the funds we get. And so we're going to do that. So it's important. Plant trees. And all these things, these days kids learn all these things in school. And so Panchamaha Yajna, that person, that yogi who has dotted the I's and crossed the T's, and the person who has Viveka, Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka, and the person who is clear like Nachiketa is going to say Dharmad Anyat Adharmad Anyat. Vedeshu Tapashu, all the Punya Phalam Yat Pradishtam, he Atyati says, in one stroke, he says, crosses over Punya Phalam. Crosses over the desire for Punya Phalam. Correct? And then yogi, param sthanam upaiti chadyam. So in second chapter itself, we saw this, right? What did we see? There's one more shloka. Yamimam. So shloka number 42. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha vedava adaratah partha nanyadastiti vadinaha. Veda, these people are what? Vedavadarataha. Means they are experts in the Vedas. There is no expert greater than that person. And you tell them about Shastram and Vedanta and all, they will smile at you. They say, you're mistaken, my dear friend. Swarga, Brahmaloka, this is what it is. Swarga lokam poyaham. You have to gain punyam. Studying Vedanta, you will get no punyam. Which is correct statement. What he says is correct. And so you have to get punyam. Na anyadasti iti vadinaha. There is nothing other than gaining punyam and going to Swargam. Na anyadasti. Second chapter itself, he said that. Okay, Arjuna. And so, because Arjuna was talking about punyam and papam and I'm going to hell, I'm going to heaven, I'm going to hell, I can't go to heaven if I kill Bhishma, all those things he said. Okay. Therefore, this hell heaven business he wants to say that. Even that is somewhat iffy. Okay. And so we can bring all that. So Kamatmanaha, those people are called what? Kamatmanaha. They are interested in Kama only. Why do I want to go to heaven? Because I want to enjoy life. Here also I want to enjoy life. There also I want to enjoy life. So what? So I will continue. I'm a bhokta, constant bhokta, constant enjoyer only, looking for enjoyment, pieces of enjoyment. So therefore there can't be any end to that. So he says here, punya palam pradishtam atyeti, yogi atyeti. And then what? Param sthanam upaiti cha adyam. You have to split that. Cha adyam sthanam upaiti. Okay, we've seen this param, etc. Limitless sthanam. That state, that place which is limitless, which cannot be brahmaloka, which cannot be gained by punyam. Correct? Limitless cannot be a result of action, because action is finite. Karma is finite, therefore karma phalam is also finite. And fortunately, that infinite is I, ahameva tat brahma asmi. Okay, that limitless nitya ishvaraha and versus punarjanma. Okay, adyam. Okay. So Adya, Shankaracharya says, Adau Bhavam. Adau Bhavam. Adau Bhavam means that which is there in the beginning. That is the meaning, literal meaning of Adyam. Adau Bhavam. Okay. Karanam Brahma Ityarthaha. That is what Shankara says. Adyam means Brahma. That is what Shankara is wanting us to understand from the word Adyam. Adyam, the first and foremost, and eternal. You can't even say it is eternal, so you can't even say first. But it alone existed. It alone will exist even during pralaya. Everything, it will constantly exist. That is Brahma. So Param Brahma Sthanam Apnoti. Brahma Padam Apnoti. Yesha Brahmi Sthiti Partha Nainam Prapya Vimukhyati Sthitva Syamantakalepi Brahma Nirvanam Richati. Second chapter, 72nd shloka. Okay, all these things we can bring in here. And therefore here, Arjuna, make a wise choice. Make a wise choice. Choice between what? Here there is no jnanam. Okay. Here there is only comparing what? There is a karmi, a religious person, and a nishkama upasaka. Nishkama bhakta upasaka. These two are compared. Okay. In 8th chapter, there is no jnanam. There is no jivan mukti here at all. Okay. Only these two are compared. So 8th chapter is very unique from that respect. So one person keeps coming back again and again, the karmi through Krishna Gati, and the other person is a lot better, and Upasana will take that person to Brahmaloka and will get Krama Muktihi through that Shukla Gati, etc. Okay? That is what he is saying here. So remember Ishvara at all times. Prayana Kale Chakatham. So Nyayosi Niyatatmabhihi, right? Arjuna asked the question. And so, Prayana Kala, whole chapter is about Prayana Kala, correct? Because Aksharam, Kim Tad Brahma Kim Adhyatmam. For that, the answer was what? Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Swabhavodhyatmam Uchyate. Bhutabhavodbhava Karaha. Visargah Karma Sangitaha. So, within 1 or 2 slokas, he has answered all the 6 of the 7 questions. And then 7th question answering is the rest of the chapter. Prayana Kale Chikatam. So, within so many words, he has answered that Prayana Kala is there. Either Prayana Kala will be constantly there, or if I remember God at all times, if I remember Ishvara, and if I am a Nishkama Bhaktaha and Upasana Sahita Bhaktaha, then I will go to Brahmaloka. So, Arjuna, make a choice. If this is what you like, make a choice. You better be a Nishkama Bhaktaha. You can choose. And but Arjuna has unknowingly probably made the choice of being a Jivan Muktaha. And so, because teaching is continuing, and so we cannot maybe assume that. Okay. So let's translate this shloka. The yogi knowing this. The yogi knowing this. So knowing this can also mean knowing the answers to the 7 questions that you asked here, Arjuna. Okay, knowing this. Answers to the question you asked me in 1st and 2nd shloka. The yogi knowing this, comma, goes beyond all things taught by the Shastram. Goes beyond all things taught by the Shastram. This is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. Look at that. Nothing is absolute, correct? Nothing is absolute. There is only one thing that is absolute, which is you. Atma is absolute. Even the Veda is not absolute. That's what he's saying. He's saying what the Vedas talks about, Punyam, yeah, it is true, but you got to grow out of Punyam. Means what? You got to grow out of what the Vedas tells you. That is a very bold statement, and that's the beauty of our Shastram. Okay, goes beyond all things taught by the Shastram, comma, comma, with reference to the result of good actions, which reference to the result of good actions or proper actions, comma, which abides in the study of the Veda, which abides in the study of the Veda. Comma, the rituals, comma, disciplines, the rituals, comma, disciplines, comma, and dhanam, charities. Charities, full stop. And he reaches the primal cause of creation. And he reaches the primal cause, Primal. Primal means original, first, Adyam, primal cause of creation within brackets. Primal cause, which is the highest, state, highest state, within quotes. All these things are within quotes. Many of the words are going to be within quotes. So I'm going to read this again. The yogi knowing this, comma, goes beyond all things taught by the Shastram, comma, with reference to the result of proper actions, comma, which abides in the study of the Vedas. Study of can be put in parenthesis, brackets, comma, the rituals, comma, disciplines, comma, and charities, full stop. And he reaches the primal or original cause within brackets of creation, comma, which is the highest state. Full stop.
Guruji, the last word, which is the highest?
A state. State. S-T-A-T-E. So what happens? Sthanam. Sthanam can be place also, highest place. Okay. So what we do is we all read English translations. And then we look at highest place. Oh, that means what? Automatically the thought will arise. Oh, this is not the place. I am not at the place where I ought to be. Therefore, I have the goal from young age itself. I have to leave this place. I have come here to live. And we have to ask Bhagavan, why did you send me here? What is this long, detour, Why detour? Just send me where I have to go. And you send me here, then you give me Bhagavad Gita, and then you have fun with me for a while, and then you send me to heaven. So this seems like a joke. So anyway, sthanam, param sthanam. So Shastram uses those words. Param padam, paramam padam, all these words we've seen before. So this is the last shloka. And Om Tat Sat. Let's chant the next one. Who is next? S. Anybody else in S? Name starting with S who is not S T.
Myself, Guruji.
Yeah. Surendra ji is there. Correct. Good. Yeah. Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sat.
Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu.
Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu.
Upanishatsu.
Upanishatsu.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Yoga Shastre.
Yoga Shastre.
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama.
Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama.
Ashtamodhyayah.
Ashtamodhyayah.
Yeah. So this we have seen. We've seen this before several times. Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So in that Bhagavad Gita, which is not really different from the Upanishatsu, which has two topics, Brahma Vidya. And once you take Brahma Vidya out, whatever remains is called yoga. Correct? Yoga means what? Yoga is meant for my maturity. Whatever you do, you say bhakti, you say nadi, you say this, you say that. Yeah, it's all called yoga. And yoga shastre. And here we use the word karma yoga. You can use any word for that matter. But for the sake of discussion, we are saying karma yoga. So yoga shastre and Krishna Arjuna Samvade, in that dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, there's Ashtamodhyaya, the 8th chapter, which is called Akshara Brahma Yoga, which is named after Krishna's first words of this chapter, Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhavodhyatma Muchyate, shloka number 3. And so named after that, Ashtamaha Adhyayaha Samaptaha. Let's translate this. Thus ends the 8th chapter that is called Akshara Brahma Yoga. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is likened to the Upanishads. It's the same thing we've done every chapter. So, which is likened to the Upanishads, whose subject matter is Brahma Vidya. Which is also a Yoga Shastram. Which is in the form of a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Om Tat Sat. Okay. So before we end, so Guru Purnima is coming on July 13th, which is a Wednesday. And so Wednesday morning, what we'll do is we'll do a Guru Puja, we'll do a Vyasa Puja, and then on Thursday morning, Swamini Sumatmanandaji will give a pravachanam to us. And so she's busy on Wednesday, so she's not able to do that. But Thursday morning she's available. So any of you who can make it, please join on both days. Wednesday morning, July 13th, and Thursday morning, July 14th. Okay.
So Thursday morning we don't have the Kathopanishad class then.
So that's what I was thinking. So the actual time I have not fixed with Swamiji actually. So I will see how it works out. And maybe we can have Swamiji's talk after the Kathopanishad class. That's a possibility. Okay, let's think about that. And if not, we can have a talk in the evening time on Thursday. That's another possibility, right? Friday morning your time, but that's work time for US. And so that will be a bit this thing. So we'll see. I'll try to. I was also thinking about that. I've not fixed the time yet, but really don't want to miss the Kathopanishad class because it's only one class a week. Yeah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.